All right, so here we are, Bucketheads, live, Sunday, September the 8th. It's raining outside. I'm soaking wet right now after carrying those t-shirt boxes in.
Oh, sorry, I was going to drink.
Yeah, you keep drinking. That's all you're good for. All right, anyway, so we're joined by Kevin and Talbert. So we'll talk about the upcoming season here a little bit.
Quite the audience we have.
Actually, yeah, we got a nice audience out there today.
Nice looking peanut gallery.
So we'll call everybody out here. So we got, thank you. So we've got the short oarman in the league now because we have two oarmen. So we have the short oarman with us, Amy. Oh, she's flipping me off. Lorraine, Daniel, who might be signing up last minute, Philip, and James. So good representation of teams.
It's 11 teams around the corner. 11 teams starting tomorrow.
We'll see.
Maybe.
On Monday. Well, sorry, 10 and a half. We have 10 and a half teams.
10 and a half?
10 and a half.
10 and a half.
10 and a half.
10 and a half teams.
Get on that, Tatum.
We can feel it.
No, you don't have at least 4 girls yet. So no, you don't.
Don't let that news get out.
All right. So let's throw up upcoming games real quick. Let's knock that out. So our schedule. We're gonna have 3 fields set up. At least 3 fields every week this season.
Yeah.
There will be at least 1 week or 2 of 4 fields set up. So opening week games: SK Commandos versus Kicko Mode.
Should be a good
Should
one.
be a good one. Irish Wombats versus Wasted Potential.
Interesting.
Another good matchup. So interesting note here: Wasted Potential. They've got 10 girls on their team, 6 guys. Actually, maybe down to 5 guys right now.
Interesting. And Irish Wombats was actually out there practicing and learning games.
They were out there practicing today. My team actually had a small practice.
Yeah, I heard that.
Small practice.
So, your team had a practice, Irish Wombats had a practice, Pac-Man's had a practice, SKK had a practice. I'm sure Elite's been practicing. I'm sure Kickamo's been practicing.
Elite doesn't have a full
I can
team
tell you
yet,
who
so
hasn't
they're
been.
Okay, I'm sorry. The players on Elite have been practicing some point in time.
I can tell you who hasn't been.
I mean, but to actually have a practice other than games themselves,
Yeah.
we're at 7. Usually we only have like 2 or 3.
And then we have, would you like to say your team name?
No, I want you to say it.
I'm just going to say shit.
Shit!
Versus Pac-Man's
Say it,
Revenge.
say it.
Then we have Better, Faster, Safe at First versus Pitches Be Crazy. Red Hot Chili Kickers versus Fireballs Deep.
Fireball.
And Elite Kickball
they're
Status
deep.
versus...
They're very deep.
So versus what, Ryan?
Shit.
No, sheet. You can't say
You have to accentuate the E.
Yeah,
no.
a couple easy.
Anyway. Of course, reffing assignments up there, too. Also Monday, Fireball Night. Fireball rep will be here, giving away lots of
It's about
stuff.
time. It's about time.
Patience.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
The Fireball rep is already captaining the team. It's Pac-Man's Revenge. It's Mark Choi. He is the Fireball rep.
He pretty
Until-
much
He
is
doesn't
a fireball
officially...
rep.
He doesn't get paid by
Well,
Fireball.
it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter.
He has
He-
provided more Fireball to this
No,
league
yeah.
than any rep ever has. So until
had
that changes, he's our Fireball rep.
There is plenty of Fireball Friday night.
Oh my God.
And our official social challenge for this week will be Fireball team photo.
Of course. On a Monday night.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, on a Monday night. I'm sure that's going to be really good for people
Great
the next day.
decisions.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and schedule your excuses for Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I might go ahead and put my leave slip in first
Actually,
thing in the morning.
yeah, I'm probably just going to take half a day on Tuesday. Why not? I got to leave the room,
Pansies.
so. All right, so before anybody asks, let me just go ahead and throw this up there. As of right now, games are on until you hear otherwise.
Yes.
I will let you know by email. I will let your captains know. I'll post in the Facebook group. And I will post the pigeon that says games canceled.
So
But until then, games are on.
Even if the games are not on, Fireball Night is still on?
Yes.
Okay.
So no matter what, we will be here. And if for some reason games are canceled, the fun starts 6:30, although the fire rep won't be here until closer to 8.
What kind of rookie shit is that?
Well,
You
you
need to
know,
bump
we're
the
supposed to be
numbers
playing
up.
kickball first, but we'll see. If we get canceled, I'll see if he can come out earlier. See what we can do.
Yeah, I thought he'd come out to the field, but I mean, that's just me.
I mean,
Well, he's actually bringing like a bunch of inflatable stuff, swag bags. He's got a lot of shit set up, so he'll be a little busy here setting up.
We'll see.
We will see. All right, so
we shall see.
what are we going to jump into? You know what? Let's save the team ranking and the shit talking for a little bit.
What?
Yes.
No, let's wait.
We'll cover some other stuff.
Whatever.
We'll keep people around for that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So in a little bit of the dead time, I brought up a topic: winter draft.
Yes.
And I didn't specify draft. I asked who's interested in playing winter kickball.
The people have spoken.
There were about 48 people who said draft and like 4 people who said standard.
Oh, okay.
So it was
winter-
overwhelmingly.
Winter is for the hardcore kickballers because the weather sucks. It's colder, and
Sit closer. There's closer seats if you can't hear
you
us.
have to play on a Saturday or Sunday because of the daylight and stuff like that. Nighttime leagues during the winter are not fun.
No.
So a couple
It's cold
questions that
still.
immediately came up because obviously the Peninsula's got their Saturday draft league too,
Is it draft?
or normal
not
standard
Winter
league.
league.
Right.
Yeah.
So it will not conflict with that league. It will be on a Sunday. So that's number one. So it will be a Sunday afternoon. Our sponsor bar will be Bucketheads, all the same specials we normally enjoy.
And that's happened before. There used to be a Sunday Walker League. I think it was in Norfolk.
There was a Chesapeake summer one.
Well, they
Or
have.
Virginia Beach summer one.
Okay, this is many years
is
ago.
a
Yeah,
long-
right.
Yeah, it was
time ago.
Sunday.
It was like
City
10 years
Park,
ago.
yeah. So this will be, we'll set it up as a Sunday Winter League, although I haven't actually talked to John about that yet, but I can't imagine he'll be no. So
I mean,
it's during the winter, so.
I think, yeah.
I'll go ahead and start a team. I already got the name ready to go.
Well, I mean, it's just like last year, and again, this kind of
I'll
goes back
come in. I'll
to
captain a team for that.
this goes back to the relationship we have, with Bucketheads.
When's that start? January?
Probably a little later than January.
Can I do a
Probably
four
February.
effective next year? Is that a thing? Four effective?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Focus on the current season. And you know what? For you as the head captain,
Hold that thought.
you're only 1 for 1. So, people asked about football. So we have a couple options here. Actually, I looked over the schedule with Brem. So we could actually start as early as January the 19th. Because the championship, the AFC NFC championship games are late games. They're like almost a 4 o'clock and an 8 o'clock start those days. So we would be able to get afternoon games in there. People could come here and watch the games. The next week, obviously, there's no games because who cares about the Pro Bowl?
Nobody.
Exactly. And then Super Bowl, that's also in the
So till
evening.
4 o'clock.
Yeah. So
6 o'clock.
yeah, I think it's 6:30 actually. So we could actually start January 19th. The other option would be start, like in February. That kind of pushes us into spring a little bit, so we'll see. But I am definitely looking at draft. Like I said, people overwhelmingly wanted the draft league for that. So
Draft leagues are awesome. So much fun.
still got to work a few things out, like the field reservations and all that junk. But
How much competition do you have in the winter?
that is true. People aren't out there playing softball, so.
Any possible way to get turf?
Is anything around?
Yeah, there's a couple places. Norfolk Collegiate,
Yeah, there's a few places that do have turf.
Bishop Sullivan.
We'd have to explore it, see, but
Was it Norfolk Christian? No, they've allowed.
they've
I
done
mean-
kickball before.
Yeah, turf's got its advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
AKA
Boy, yeah.
picking pieces of rubber out of your skin if you slide.
Well,
Not
there's
like
that.
that.
Bunting is super easy. You just
Yep.
tap it and it rolls and rolls
Pitch is
and
a little
rolls.
different, too.
Yep, pitch is different. So we'll see. Right now, again, because this is kind of last minute planning because we're already into the fall season. So more than likely it will be at Bayville because we got the sponsor bar here, and we'll see where it goes from there. So what do you guys think about the Winter League? You guys in?
Yeah, I'm gonna captain the team.
Yeah, I'll captain team.
I already got the team name ready and everything.
What is it? Come on. Okay.
See, he likes it.
All right.
Yeah.
Was it the one you said the other night?
Yeah.
We already kind of mentioned Fireball Night. That is tomorrow. No matter what happens, that will happen. So the Fireball rep will be here. We'll have some swag, free giveaway stuff, some big inflatables for you to take photos with for your team, and I'm sure some free Fireball shots too. So we will see.
Perfect.
What are these
Alright.
Fireball specials, by the way?
Yeah. He took the words out of my
I
mouth.
heard specials, but the fuck is that?
I don't know the details on that yet.
How special? I mean, there ain't a whole lot you can do with
We'll
this.
see.
I would imagine.
I mean, it's already $3 fireball shots, right?
That is true. So less than $3. How about that?
$2.99.
I swear it was $2.95.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to
I
tell
will call.
him.
I will call Four Loko right here. I will call Four Loko.
I will tell him to specifically sell shots to you for $2.99. Actually, I will work with John to get a special Tom shot for $2.99.
How do I ever buy shots? I don't buy shots.
Tom, I'll pay the extra penny every shot that John gets.
Hey, what jersey is John having? Oh, it's Dangerous.
No.
That's right.
Speaking of, apparently there's going to be quite a few teams that are going to have jerseys this
Yeah,
fall.
I know. I'm waiting on my commission check for. Thanks, Brick. You know me, buddy.
So we'll see who shows up with that. All right, so big controversy, and this is just I'll outline a general Club Waka thing here. So roster sizes, because I've had a lot of questions about that. And actually, why are you laughing, Talbot?
He's laughing.
Why are you laughing? Anyway, so I had a lot of
He's laughing because I'm laughing.
I've had a lot of questions about roster sizes and stuff like that. And a lot of it too is because there were a lot of brand new captains this season. So
Yeah.
have two sets of captains who coming from other leagues. Some were brand new to kickball. They were playing cornhole leagues up on the peninsula. But they went all in on kickball. Better, faster, safe at first. Their team, I think if there's a lot of crossover, their team is playing on the peninsula and down here.
I know.
So they're going to get a lot of kickball experience this season.
Yeah, I've heard they're from other leagues.
Yeah,
They've been
play other
playing.
leagues.
So that's why
That's
they're
my
a sleeper
intel. That's
team.
my intel on that.
That is a sleeper team. Don't sleep on them.
And so roster sizes. So there's a max roster size, which is 26,
That's ridiculous.
That is insane.
that is a ridiculous roster
That's called
size.
situation circa day 2011.
Well, I mean, hey, what team's going to have 20 plus people on their roster?
Huh?
You're going to have like 20, 21 people on your
I
roster.
got 18 on my roster.
Oh, Freed signed a couple more up,
You
so
know, one more signed up with Lisa Moore.
we'll see.
Yeah, Lisa too now.
Yeah, we had to. We needed a sixth girl.
Yep. All right, so
Not that I don't like Lisa.
typically we
I
like
love
to
her.
see 16 players on a team
I love her though.
with at least 6 girls.
I mean, so I was consulted during this free agent distribution by some of the newer captains.
Same here.
And the point I made was, I'm like, look, yeah, you got 2 players that you didn't account for, but having 5 girls, I'll tell you what, having 5 girls, it's not fun because it puts a lot of pressure on your girls themselves to show up, and depending on their situations, their families, obligations, etc., you want at least 6.
I will
Six
say
is a good
this:
number.
over the past 3 years, there have been a handful of teams that only had 5 girls. Every single one of them forfeited at least one game during the season.
I mean, and so spring we forfeited 2 games because of.
And that's another thing too. Every team makes the playoffs, unless you have 3 forfeits. Then you do not make the playoffs.
So does every team make the playoffs and you have 11 teams?
Yes.
So
So there's going to be
There'll be a playing game.
A pre-playoff.
Yeah, you have a playing game then.
We might try to sneak that in last week of the regular season, depending on how the schedule works out.
All right.
But no, that's the biggest reason for the rostering is
Yeah, I mean, so
because without teams having 16 people and at least 6 girls,
I think
they always end up short. It always
Right,
happens.
I think all the people who've captained before, even been playing a while, understand you're probably going to get you're expecting 1 or 2 free agents. It's very rare you don't get them. Like if you put your foot down and say no, I don't want them. I mean, technically you can do that, but
Well, I mean,
if you have lower
again,
numbers and you take losses because of those lower numbers, that's your own fault, like we
Here's-
did in spring.
here's the thing: if you come in with say 16 players,
Sure, they're going to compare
and
to other teams.
you've got the minimum amount of players, and I've got other teams that have less than what you have, I'm going to put those free agents on that team because the requirement is 16. Now, there is some flexibility there if I just don't have free agents to place. I'm not going to pull someone from one team and put them on another team's player.
Let's put it this way. Today, we only had 5 girls until we signed up Lisa. I texted Freed. I'm like, you have until 6 p.m. to sign up another girl, or I'm going to go find the most athletic girl at the bar and sign her up on the spot. I don't care. I want 6 girls.
But and that's what I do. Some of the captains, veteran teams, communicating to me like, "Hey, I've got X, Y, and Z still
Yeah.
signing up." So I kind of hold that. But when I place free agents, I still left 1 girl in the free agent pool.
Who's gonna get her? We won't know.
Don't know yet. And actually, no, the girl was very proactive. She saw the welcome email go out today, and she's like, "Hey, I don't see my name on a roster." I'm like, "I'm literally typing an email to you right now," but she beat me to it. I'm like, "Hey, this is a situation. I don't know which team you're going on.
Person elite.
You are playing on Monday."
Yes. I hope
Very
she's
good
watching
chance.
right now.
Very good chance.
Is she watching?
I doubt it. She's first time player, I believe. So.
Oh, let's not scare her away yet.
Yeah.
So another thing too.
They might need her.
Yeah, you might need her.
Free agent placement, because that's always a contentious thing too between teams that end up picking up or having to take free agents. So for the most part, it's pretty much a random-ish process. It's not completely random. So, for example, wasted potential. They weren't at 16 players. However,
They had 10 girls.
they had 10 girls. So, like, when I place free agents on them, I'm not going to give them a bunch more girls. I'm going to give them available free agent guys. Another team, say, like, pitches be crazy. They started off with, like, a group of 4 players. So they were kind of my fill-in. I was able to put players in however I needed there. That's why we actually ended up with, there's like 4 or 5 teams that are like 8 or 9 guys and 7 girls.
Yeah.
Just filling it in. So
6 or 7 girls isn't bad. I mean, it's very manageable, regardless. I mean,
yeah. And
I don't know. I have no problem with a higher number of girls on the team. Because you never know when injury is going to happen. You never know when traffic's going to happen. Traffic, especially around here.
It all depends on where you're coming
Traffic
from.
is insane. Yeah,
If you have women that are mothers, childcare.
yeah, and that's another factor too. So strange things happen. It's happened to my team before. Like literally in the middle of a season, had a girl, Allie, got a job at Virginia Tech, gone. Another girl on my team moved with her boyfriend to Utah. So lost 2 girls and 1 got injured.
Oh.
I ended up forfeiting my playoff game.
So,
But here's the thing: is a commissioner, if you have the bare minimum of girls, like if you had 5 girls and you had a situation like that come up, I'm gonna have zero sympathy for you.
Yeah.
Like you beg me, hey, let me get another girl, and I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you could have had 6 girls, you could have had 7.
been
But
there, had this conversation.
yeah. But if you've got the 6 or let's say if you've got 7 girls, and you have an extreme situation like that happens, I'll be like, I'll tell you what, find somebody comparable skill level. We'll get them registered, prorated registration, and get them into the season.
So a bunch of us played this DC tournament recently. That morning, one of our girls, her Uber got in an accident on the way to the field. And luckily we had 4 we played 4 girls against Stitch in the first game of the day. Because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
That's why, in general, 16-ish players, but the biggest thing I'm looking for is at least 6 girls.
Yeah, it's not bad. You can do it. I mean, especially, and you know what, for the new captains, like, you really need to learn how to manage your team, and you're going to do it. I mean, you're going to see everyone right now is like, yeah, I'm going to be at every game. Everyone's pumped. Everyone's doing it, but
Work comes up. You got to
things
stay
happen.
late.
Things happen.
Someone gets
People
sick
lie.
in the family.
people lie. They don't even know.
But it's the best intentions, but real life
Yeah.
happens. Everyone's an adult.
It
They got
is.
stuff to deal with.
It's adult sports, you know.
Maybe you can't get someone on your team can't get a babysitter that day or something. You never know. Traffic around here, like you mentioned before.
There's traffic around.
Yeah, sometimes, especially those early games. So,
Yeah,
but
there's a couple
it
bridges
happens.
around here.
So,
Tunnels and bridges.
but again, if you've got a decent sized roster, you get some extreme situation come up, I'm going to cut you a little slack, let you bring another player on. If you ran the bare minimum, I'm going to be like, screw you. You screwed yourself over. I can't help
Is that the
you.
official walk-in answer?
That's the
That's-
official.
that is
That's the
it.
official Ryan Commissioner answer.
It's not in the policies.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no, I mean, as far as rostering goes in official policies, Club Walker reserves the right to place additional players on your roster up to the team limit, which is 26. That is an official policy.
Yeah, see, we're running with 6 too. That's why I kept getting on my last female to sign up.
Yeah.
there are some high numbers on this list. I mean, I haven't seen
21.
fireballs deep. 21.
21.
Balls deep. No, fireballs deep. No joke.
But I mean, like also given the nature of that team, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
they're going to
be
have a lot of
working
people who are going to
stuff.
be out
Depending
every.
upon schedule and all that.
No, we used to have a team in the league. They ran multiple names for shots and kicks and misfits. But they were a similar situation. They rolled a roster like 23, 24, and they would barely field a team some weeks. So they had a lot of military with duty days, a lot of people that did volunteer work, and they weren't able to field everybody.
I mean, that makes sense. So, that being said, with 11 teams, 10 and a half teams, you're not getting it yet until you're a team. Sponsor bar. That's a lot of people. That's 100 people
So
at least.
we were running on
more than
peak
100
days 60-ish people
That's
out
almost 200
here
people.
with 8 teams. Well, at the bar. We would
Right.
get 60 people or so to turn out. So I expect at least 80 to 90 on some good nights out here, which is going to be packed.
I mentioned something to John last night. That's all.
Oh, yeah. No, it's
So the big
our
thing.
bar. It's going to be our bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
There's no choice there. Bring it.
We'll see what happens.
And if people
We
are here
do.
when we come, they'll probably leave pretty quickly.
Yeah.
No, I mean we do have overflow with the reef. That is an option with the specials and stuff over there. It is further away and it splits up the league, which I don't like. I like everybody here for the bar games and everything else.
Sure.
But
So we'll have to organize something where the bar games will take place at one spot. If you're going to participate, you have to.
yeah,
fill it out.
but we'll try to make Bucketheads work. See how much we can stretch it. Because I know when it gets colder, John's had heat lamps for outside before too, or little heat radius area things. So I'll talk to John, see what we can work out.
Pretty sure it'll be very accommodating.
It's probably going to need some extra bar staff.
Yeah. I mean, you're dropping 200 people.
More
the
pictures.
potential.
And yeah,
Yeah, more pictures.
and the biggest thing, I asked this for the league, like, just try to be
I'll bring my own glass. It's cool.
try to be respectful of bar staff. They're going to try to do the best job they can, but the reality is, stuff can only get cooked so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Drinks can only be served so fast.
You don't understand how quickly 100 people show up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
well,
all
and
the
that's
Yeah,
yeah,
with
it's
that
not like
1
we're
hour
trickling
time
in.
frame.
Yeah.
And it's.
It's
I imagine the bar staff just sitting there waiting. They're like, "Oh God, when's it coming? When's it coming?" And then like 1 or 2 trickle in. They're like, "Oh, it's here." Then
yeah, you get some come in from the early games, but
Yeah.
the mass rush comes in from the late games.
Because a lot of people stick
I mean,
around
I
and
feel
watch
for
other
it.
games.
I mean, and
I feel for them.
even if you have like 3 or 4 people here, bar staff, like when 50 people come in at
Oh,
once,
yeah, it's
within a
insane.
span of like 15 minutes, and everyone wants a drink.
And they're very good
You know.
too. They're like, if you order something and maybe you don't get it right away, but eventually, sometimes a picture will just show up in your face. Like, here it is.
Yeah.
Sorry it took so long, but they're very good. At it.
So, and I don't know, maybe I'll talk to John too to see if there's anything we can do to help streamline orders, whether it's maybe someone from a table in a team writes
Stick
down an
everybody's
order and delivers it to them. We'll come up with something to try to make it a little better, a little faster.
Oh, get those little tablet things to the table with the games on.
They're asking this man to spend more money now.
I mean, we're making them.
It just been like
Yeah, just get the.
So just be a little patient and understand.
You know how many drunks would be throwing that
I
thing,
am one of
messing
those
everything?
drunks.
Yeah, me too. Well, you.
So speaking
Not
of
even.
rosters, is everybody ready to shit talk now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here
All
we
right,
go.
so let's throw up the rosters.
There we go.
All right, so here we go. These are the rosters.
All rosters, straight
All right,
fire.
so we got Better Faster. Well, Better Faster safe at first. They're wearing black. Elite Kickball status. If they get their full team
They're
signed
possibly
up.
wearing
Coral. Fireballs Deep wearing royal blue. Irish Wombats wearing Irish green appropriately. Kicko Mode wearing Carolina blue. That's not the color I would have picked for Kicko Mode, but hey, it works. Pac-Man's Revenge appropriately wearing yellow.
They got jerseys coming.
Yep. Pitches Be Crazy wearing purple. PBC. There we go, call them PBC. Red Hot Chili Kickers wearing red.
What?
Sheet.
There you
I'll
go.
just call you Sheet.
Sheet.
Wearing poop
Sheet
brown.
wearing ugly orange. SK Commandos
We call
wearing
that
forest
royal
green.
green. Royal green.
No, forest green.
It's forest green.
Come on.
Sorry
Royal
about
green.
that.
That's the darkest green.
Yeah.
It's the darkest green. And then Wasted
Girl Scout
Potential
green.
wearing navy. All right, so 11 teams.
10.5.
So
10.75.
It is
Come on,
10 and a
Tatum.
half.
Let's go, Tatum. Get together.
All right, so
Hey, is Jeremy Edge available? I heard
Right,
Chris, he
Kevin.
retired. Jeremy Edge.
Now he'll be talking so much shit.
I tried to get him on the podcast. He had to watch his Cowboys lose today.
oh,
Now they're beating the hell out of the
Actually,
Giants.
went pretty good.
oh, 35 to 10 over
Yeah.
the Giants.
Sorry, Edge.
All right, so
Yeah, no.
we got Kevin,
No, you're not sorry.
Talbert,
He's probably screaming at the TV right now. Like, do better.
and Ryan. So we're gonna write these down
Hey,
here.
you can't throw bases in football. So.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's start.
Love you, Edge.
Let's break this up into chunks. Let's break this up into chunks. Let's
He's
go
gonna
with.
throw like 30 belt pictures at me because they need my trophy.
What do you want to start with? Top 5? Break it
I
up
say we
into
go
3
top-
sections, like top, middle, bottom.
I like what we did in the thread, our top 4 and our sleeper.
Yeah, top 4.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like 3 sections.
Top 4
All
and
right,
a sleeper.
so we'll do top 4. So Kevin, who are your top 4 picks?
Well, if we get our rest of our team,
That's a big if.
I'm gonna go Elite, SKK, Kick Mode.
See, 4 is the tough one. 4 is the tough one.
I mean, 4s.
It's not rocket science.
I know. I'm just like looking
Tough
at
though
the
because
rosters.
4 is tough, and there's a reason I picked who I picked. But
I don't know. I might go better, faster, safe at first.
Okay.
over she.
Better, faster, number 4.
That's why we like
All
when
right.
nobody picks
Talbot,
us.
what are your top 4?
I don't know. What did I put?
It depends on if Elite gets their players or not, but yeah.
I'll put an asterisk by whatever number if you want to. So 1 through 4. Who you got?
I'm gonna go SKK Elite, then us, then Kicko Mode.
Oh, put yourself in front of Kicko mode. Okay.
Yeah.
Tom, if I remember right, you went SKK number 1.
Yeah, SKK, Elite, if pending. I mean, I know Elite. I know what they're gonna do.
Tatum's gonna bring a roster.
Well, I'm sorry.
All right.
No, I think I went Elite. I went SKK Kicko mode, I believe.
I think you went Elite number 2.
Either way.
Yeah, you want to lead number 2.
Well, you
Wait,
know
wait.
what? Right now, Kicko
On
mode
record.
has a team.
Which is gonna be your number 2?
We'll go Kicko mode.
Okay.
If Elite
Well,
wins-
right now I'm gonna put Elite last on my list because they can't field a team, so they're gonna forfeit every game. They're gonna hit their 3 forfeits and not be
I
eligible
don't.
for the playoffs.
I don't want to see Elite forfeit every game. I want them to. I have faith they'll get it together. And they're good people. So Elite's on my top. Come number 3.
3.
And I think I had she at number 4.
You
So
did.
I play with these guys too in other leagues. And I've seen them play. Now my sleeper, I had Pac-Man's Revenge.
Well, we're not.
No, he's
we're not
not
there
doing
yet. We're not there
sleepers
yet.
yet.
Not
Just 4.
All right.
Just doing top
Fine.
4 now.
So-
Sorry, Mark, I tried.
Well, we know who it's going to be. Possibly.
Based on the current rosters,
Oh, right. It means we moved up in your book, huh?
I got SKK. I agree with overall consensus SKK number 1 based on the roster.
I mean, so
Elite's my number 2 because I know they're going to come with a roster and all experienced people.
No.
I got Kicko mode at 3. And your team number 4.
So, not to be as cocky as I normally am, but I did lose some good players. I lost some good players to Kicko mode, actually. That's Tyler and Ashley.
Ashley. Yeah.
But I lost them for a good reason. We'll go into that later. But I picked up some good players too. I picked up Dewey and AJ. That's a hell of a pickup. I mean,
Yeah.
to round out what we already have a strong roster. And granted, most of my guys are injured right now.
Plus the late signups that you got that
Yeah.
only a few of us know about.
Well, we picked up a girl today because we had to for our 6th. And yeah.
Did you get Ant too?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be signing up, and Levi.
Manny.
I know we got Levi. I don't think we have Manny. I think Manny had family things.
Yeah, Free did not mention his name to me.
I know we got
We'll see.
Lita. Yeah. No, like I know my roster.
Anyway,
Actually, hold on. Let me do a quick check. See who's actually signed up.
But
yeah, 'cause we be talking crap about Elite, and they probably have a whole team by now.
It's possible. Tatum was messaging me today, looking at his roster. There's
no,
at least
I
one
mean,
sign up.
this
So
goes into a lot of these. So yeah, it's all us shit talking. But as we explained in the captains meeting to the newer captains, is we're gonna talk shit. I mean, we all know each other. We all drink with each other. We all
and the
play
other
with each
thing
other.
too, like, and it's maybe less of a factor than draft, but the same. There's still a captain effect in draft. Like you can have an awesome roster, a bunch of veterans, but you have to
know
be
how to
able to
use
pull
them.
it together,
Yes.
put them in the right spot, get them to play well together.
I mean, the playoffs was a crucial example of that because Kick Mode, their first inning against us, ran us up 6 runs to nothing. No other team the entire season did that to us. And so we're all kind of freaking out, but the experienced people on the team were like, no, hang on.
Well, no, my
Reel
quote
in.
coming off the field was like, hey, look, we don't have to get 6 runs, 1 or 2 an inning.
Exactly.
We're going to catch
Wet
up.
ball. We can do the same thing. Come on, let's go. We can't give up.
And sure enough, we chipped away 1-2, 1-2, and then we had 1 inning where he popped off 4, I think.
Yeah,
got the
we
lead,
had
yeah.
we hit that one opening. It's one little mistake that happens, or not even a mistake. It could be environmental, like wet ball or
Oh, wet ball changes it.
wet ball's a game
It's
changer.
the equalizer.
Ooh, game changer.
I mean, well, that's what happened. All right.
Yep.
We gave up 6 in the first 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we would have beat the hell out of them.
It's the teams that'll pull out and win things aren't the teams that are good out of the bat. They're good throughout. And they keep their cool. They keep their strategy. They keep together.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like I've seen talented teams literally self-destruct
Yes.
on the field,
It's
like when
huge.
things go wrong.
Every single league I've ever played, that is the difference between winning and losing.
All right, so we got the top 4 knocked out. Let's jump into the middle of the pack because I think the middle of the pack has got a bunch of teams with new players, a lot of unknowns. That like you look at their roster, like okay, I know who these people are. Those people are going to make them a solid core.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's a question mark. Are the other players going to boost them, make them a whole lot better, or drag them down a little bit?
So I'm looking at Red Hot Chili Kickers, Ryan's team.
So the only player not on my roster yet would be Jeff White.
He's on your roster here.
Yeah, he will be on my team though.
I mean,
Oh, he's there. Okay, yeah, listed.
Jeff's been around. He's a decent player. My first kickball team, I was on this team. 5 Clockers back in the day. What? 5 Clockers?
It's live. That's a long time.
That's a long time ago. Richard Petty is not a race car driver.
Yeah, I found
He's
out.
actually a real
I
person.
verified that.
Yeah, it's verified.
He's actually a person.
You know, once I saw him for the summer
Right.
draft league, you know, not to bring him fast, but I didn't change my name.
Yes.
I really.
You've got Pammy. She's very experienced. She plays a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
Mafalda, who's up and coming. Miss, yeah, Mafalda's up and coming. We'll put it that way. She's a bad bitch. No, you got your team's gonna be one of those teams that's probably gonna lose a couple games and then pull together and change 1 or 2 games in. I think it's gonna take a game or 2 for people to figure each other out at least.
Well, I mean, I've got like 4 or 5 new people on my team.
Yeah.
A
So,
lot of people that know the games.
but like for example,
But
I
you
had a
also got-
practice today. Austin, one of our new players, was at the practice. He's got potential. Needs a little bit of training, a little bit of experience, but
This is where captaining comes in. Like, you really have to. You have to communicate well, and you have to communicate well, and you have to figure out how well that communication is being accepted. But I mean, that's any new team at all. So
let's see. So we picked 4. Let's pick a middle chunk of 4.
Okay.
4 teams. Let's like rank a middle 4,
I don't know about ranking, but
or just pick your mid-tier teams. Pick your mid-tier teams. You got to pick 4 though.
I'll go better, faster, safer first as my
Let's
top
go.
of the middle tier. I'll go with them as my number 5.
I don't really.
And there's like we're
I know
gonna
a couple
say
of these.
Whoever else wants to talk. Pac-Man's.
Well, call out your 4. Call out your next group of your mid-tier 4 teams.
I'm checking this one.
All right. Better, faster, safer first. Pac-Man. Red Hot Chili Kickers. And I guess Irish Wombats, because I know a couple of them people have played before.
All right. You got your mid-tier, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm gonna go no particular order. Fireball's team,
Okay.
Pac-Man's Revenge, Red Hot Chili Kickers, and
Oh man, you got one mid-tier though. You're top tier for the others though.
What?
No.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, Tom, who you got for mid-tier? 4 mid-tier teams.
I feel I know some of these names on better, faster, safer first. So I think they'll be in there. Pac-Man will be in the middle, definitely, if not a sleeper. And I'm going to go with Pitches Be Crazy and Red Hot Chili Kickers. Just because, for the most part, I don't know a lot of these other people.
All right, so my mid-tier picks, better, faster.
Fireballs, you have a 21 person roster.
So better, faster.
Well, I mean, okay, that makes sense.
Pac-Man's Revenge, Pitches Be Crazy, and Red Hot. I gotta go with my own team. So
Yeah.
Last of me not to.
I could not go with my team.
I can't sit here and drink out of a trophy and say my team's not going to be number one.
Oh.
That's illegal as hell.
All right, so for me then, rounding out the bottom for me leaves Fireballs, Irish Wombats, and Wasted Potential. My reasoning for that, Fireballs, there's a lot of people who have not played before. So it's going to take a little while to get up to speed, or a longer while. You never know what will happen in the playoffs, but they got to get there. Irish Wombats, again, new captains. There are some veteran players on that team, but they also have a lot of new players. So again, the captains have to get up to speed, and they got to get those new players up to speed too. And then Wasted Potential. So Wasted Potential, I saw them practice at the open play. They've actually got some very good girl players on their team. The problem that I think is going to hurt them, they also have 10 girls on their team and 6 guys.
That might not work. I mean,
Well, it's
it just depends on how many.
every
show
guy
up.
can show up and play his position.
Yeah.
They rotate the women
actually
out
no.
as
They only
needed.
have 5 guys right now.
Oh, well.
Because one guy just got noticed he was going on a short deployment.
Well, there's
so
a
he had to
couple
drop.
games that we had played in the summer where I actually had an extra female fielder. It didn't bother
So,
us.
and
It's really gonna come down to the kicking order.
Yeah, it's kicking
well, the biggest problem that you run into here is normally when a girl comes up to kick, teams crowd them. Teams always crowd up, which leaves very few areas for the girls to kick, and it is detrimental.
Well, it
It's
forces them out of their comfort zone,
Yeah.
especially if they know if they're good at bunting and they know they want to bunt. You might not be bunting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, I think it's not necessarily the skill level on the team. I think it's the roster makeup put them at a little bit of a disadvantage. I am trying to get them another guy or two.
Well,
Performing any unnatural acts to get more free agents?
No.
No.
Actually,
Yeah, you're not that bad off yet.
I closed registration of free agents because we didn't have enough to stretch to 12 teams,
Yeah.
and it's a good problem to have, but the league's like 43% women right now, which is, I've never been in a kickball league
That's not a
with
problem.
that many women.
That's not a problem.
But
Well, it's because we have a bunch of hot dudes.
well,
What do you want?
I have a
Where
lot
they
of
at?
captains complaining like I don't want
Three of
more
them right
girls on
here.
my team.
Yeah, 3 of them right here. 3 of them right here.
I have a lot of captains like upset, like
talking
I don't
about
want any
Ryan,
more girls. But so, and actually, like I said, I've still got one free agent girl. They got a place. There's not a team that needs her. I'm going to put her on my team,
That's just nice.
which
thing
would
to
put
do.
me 9 guys, 8 girls. So we will
That's somebody
see.
you can teach the game to. You'll feel better about later on.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing with me being a captain too. Like I also run the league, and
Yeah.
when Tom drafted me, I told Tom and Dewey first thing, I'm like, by the way, you're going to get the commissioner tax. Because if there's any decision that's like one of those borderline decisions,
Yeah.
I am never going to rule in favor of my team. That's why, like, on the field, unless it's a blatant, like, you don't know the rule kind of call mistake, safe route at first, I'm not going to go yell. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Even if I know, like, man, that runner got there 3 feet before the ball did. I'm not going to make a big deal about it because
that's
there's
fine.
some people that be like, oh, he's the commissioner of the league, I'm going to change my call. Like, no, because I never want to be in the position
you don't
where
want
someone's like, well,
bad
you,
about you either.
And that's acceptable.
Yeah.
But now, but you're paying your own commissioner tax when you're captaining a team. So.
yes. But it's the same situation. Like, when it comes to scheduling, if I have to pick one team to play an extra game against a top team, even if I got a mid-tier team, it's going to be my team.
Yeah.
So as we're talking about that, how many weeks is the fall schedule?
It will be 8 weeks of games.
So are we going to play every team once?
No.
So we're going to play 8 games?
You can play 8 games. 8-ish. I promise at least 8 games. So that's your 8 weeks of games. But you guys know me, I try to put as many double headers in as I can. It's trickier with 11 teams, but that's why we're going to run 4 fields a couple nights. I'm going to try to make it work.
That's going to be interesting.
Because fall's almost like spring. Higher chance of rain out. So.
That back far corner.
Outfielders,
so actually,
neighbors.
So let me flip back up onto our normal thing here. So I'll throw up a field map. So this is my field map here.
Yeah.
So we got the dog field, which is a new name. It used to be our swamp field. Well, this is by the dog park. So the dog field, lot field, same as before. Tennis field, same as before. The water field. It's going to be kicking away from the fence towards the other 2.
Is that the one you're going to try to not use if you don't have to?
The 3 fields I'm going to try to use, because technically we only have half the park reserved.
Oh, yeah, still.
So dog field, lot field, water field will be the 3 we primarily use. If we had a lot of rain like now, I'm going to do lot, water, and tennis. Stretch it out a little bit, because the dog field, the water drains towards that corner, so that's normally the worst of the 3. Parking might be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, get there early.
So
Carpool.
Yes, carpool.
I'm going to need to talk to...
Use those lime scooters.
So
Park at Kevin's and scoot over.
when Walking Wednesday was huge before, my strategy always was I would go park at the sponsor bar and have somebody give me a ride to the field.
That's actually a good idea. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, if you want to solidify solid parking at Buckethead, park here first.
Because parking's worse than Buckethead.
That's true.
Yeah, but here, come in
I can get here early enough too. I might just do that.
No, actually, I probably need to come up with
a drink, leave your car.
I need to make a parking map for Bucketheads.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
We
We
need to come
really
up with
should.
that.
I mean,
Well, they redid the
They redid
the lines,
we've
so that'll
been
help.
pretty good about it, but there's been some off-road situations.
Yeah.
I've been off-roading before.
Yeah, when I had my Jeep, I didn't really care.
Yeah.
SUV parking only.
Yeah. No, so I'm going to write that down as a note. Parking map, Bucketheads.
And don't tear up the lawn if you end up parking on the grass, please.
Yeah,
Don't be that guy.
don't be that asshole.
Yeah. Nice and easy. Just
Yes.
roll on nice and slow. Yeah. All right.
Did you get anything in the mailbag this week?
No,
I don't
the
think
mailbag is like
start
super
advertising the
slow.
mailbag.
Yeah, we gotta
So
put the mailbag back out there, especially with 11 teams, 10.5 teams.
people just.
A lot of new players, a lot of new questions.
The only time there's really been a whole lot of mailbags when we've had a guest on and friends of theirs specifically ask a bunch of stuff.
So and that's the thing too. Well, you need to mention that.
Yeah.
So get the first season we're going to do this, where you get social points for participating in the podcast.
that is true. So
Except for this week.
social point
Except for this
system.
week.
So we tweaked it a little bit for summer, and for the most part, I think it was fairly well received. Kept things a little bit closer throughout the
Yeah,
season.
I like how the summer went.
Let me pull some stuff up here. I'll give the point rundown for people. All right.
Tom, I'm disappointed.
I know.
Oh, dumped it
It's just
back
ice.
in.
The season's young, my friend.
All right, so social points. So I'll give the quick rundown here. So if even one person on your team shows up at the bar, you get a point. If you get 7 or more on your team to show up, you get an additional point. So you get 1 to 2 points for bar turnout, or 0 if your team's lame and doesn't show up. Don't be that team. bar game. You get 1 point for playing, 1 point if you're the winner. So again, most of this so far, 99% participation. You just show up and do stuff.
Yeah, just
It's
show
not
up and
that
be
hard.
here and do
Social
stuff.
challenge, and these aren't over the top. Sometimes it's a theme week, sometimes it'll be a photo challenge. You get 1 point for doing the challenge, posting the video evidence to our Facebook group, and you get another point if you're declared the winner.
And that's all be
And because there always used to be a lot of grief, like who's picking the winners, blah 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 blah. Last season, we did captain's vote, and the captains couldn't vote for their own team.
Yep.
Honestly, it didn't really change who won much compared to before, but hey,
It was more fair.
anything that people believe makes it more fair, whatever. It's all good.
Hey, who won that, by the way?
Oh, y'all did this time.
Yeah. Oh, this time. And field setup.
never
You
saw the
get
red
1
tag.
point. You can get 1 point for your team for helping with setting up fields or breaking them down, or taking. I normally put trash bags up, tie them to the fences.
So if I go pick up one base, that's participating.
Yeah, but you know what? I might give you 1 point for doing field cleanup, and then 1 point for doing a half-ass job.
That's nice
at
of
it,
you to
too,
come
so.
and hang out since your team might not be there.
Yeah. So for the most part, that's the baseline of points. We are going to add something.
They win a social trophy.
We're going to add something extra. So if your team comes out to the
Never game,
podcast,
win social trophy.
Yeah.
specifically if your team's like a guest someone on your team's a guest on the podcast, you're going to get a bonus point towards your season total. And we'll give every team over 8 weeks. We'll give every team an opportunity for a week that's convenient for them to have someone on their team come out and do the podcast.
That's fair. I mean, you got, yeah.
And we have technically we could squeeze in 3 guests, but typically we have up to 2 guests on a given week over 8-9 weeks.
Yeah.
That's 16, 18 potential slots. So there's no reason you can't pick up a bonus point.
We might have lost audio.
What? Who said that?
Aunt Genova.
No, I don't know. It looks fine. We'll
Keep
see.
going, but it's good local.
I don't know. It's
Just
the local
so-
recording's there. I think internet connection streaming might be cutting it out, possibly.
But what he said wasn't important anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What social points are extremely important.
They are. That's why I play kickball.
Yeah. Anything else we should talk about?
So practices.
Okay.
Talking about practice? Yeah.
Practice.
Practice. Oh, yeah, for the new players or the newer players that want to get better. Like example, Irish Wombats.
Yes.
Most of their team was out there today actually figuring out how to play. They're going through what I call the Brian Freed kickball camp.
Okay.
Kickball
Ball
101.
101.
Yeah, kickball 101. So,
I teach the level 102 class.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
well, I know we practice pretty much every Sunday. It's not really anything official, but it's like, we get together before we come here to do this. It's pretty much just, show up, kick around, do whatever you want to do, practice whatever you want to practice. It's really open to everybody. Like, it's not SKK specific. It's open to everybody. We don't care. But that just helps other people get involved more. People get to practice, positions they don't get to normally play. I mean, it's hard to practice Charger when there's only 2 people there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or it's hard to practice bunny when you don't have a pitcher out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a situation where you have like 10 balls out there, you got bases set up, and they're actually legit. Occasionally we get a scrimmage in there. But it's really so meet and greet and then drink afterwards.
No, but I mean, even if you get a few people, because there'll always be some people that will never show up.
Yeah.
But for example, my team, we had 5 people today. But what we did, we even got some kicking practice in. So we ran like 3 outfielders, a pitcher, and someone kicking. And we just got them 10, 15 reps rotated.
Yeah,
It was 2 weeks ago. We had a practice
Yeah.
and we had like 22 people come out. And we split up and scrimmaged after we did our drills and stuff. But
And the biggest thing about practice, one of
just
the things,
really-
one of the
it's
things
a
that I
meet and
love,
greet.
I always say this to my teams.
Unofficial meet
So
and greet.
captains, feel free to steal this. But one thing I always say, you can get more reps in a single practice than you do in an entire season. So if you go to one legitimate practice,
Did you come
you
up
will
with that
gain
on your
a
own?
season's worth of experience. I did actually.
You sure about that?
Yes. I'm sure someone else said it somewhere, but I never heard it before. I'm like, you know what?
Like everybody that's ever captained the team.
Probably. No.
That's right.
I'm going to trademark that shit right now.
What about the captains post the practices Facebook.
Yeah.
Or I mean, at least share it with the other captains. And the captain, we got a captain's chat set up, so captains share with their captains.
It can be used for good instead of shit talking for once.
That's true.
No. We need to keep that going.
No.
Oh yeah, that's never going to stop.
Start timing out Tom for like a day at a time.
No.
Yeah.
Just because I'm right and I'm honest.
He's talking shit for at least 3 hours.
Facebook jail.
Captain's group jail.
Yeah.
I've never been in a Facebook jail. Thank you very much.
I have
I haven't either.
several times.
That's not surprising.
This week or
No, I'm not even on Facebook anymore, really.
why? Because you get jail.
No. I've made a conscious effort to not waste my
I read
life.
it.
Everybody knows what the hell I said.
All right, so
It doesn't mean I'm in crazy jail.
I got nothing else on my sheet to cover.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a crazy season. A lot of teams. The thing about a season with a lot of teams like this is, we can pick top 4 all day, but really, it's anybody's game.
But again, and here's the thing.
Anybody's game.
For me, especially with like a league this large as it is right now, it's really about getting to the semifinals. Having a good enough team where you're like, we can get to the semifinals.
Yep.
And if you can make it there off the average play level of your team, then you're 2 games away from winning a championship.
And so much of it too is just how much of your team. It's really how much your team that needs to practice in the game time is like situational, like learning, like how much they come out during the season.
Yeah.
Because for the seasoned guys and girls, they can show up for the tournament, and if they've been playing, the team can be different than what played during the regular season.
Yeah, and you have the unknown talent factor too.
Well,
especially new
and
players.
I will say this too, because it's funny. I always get, when it comes to placing free agents, when I start that process, I'll always get captains like, I want a veteran.
Of course.
I want a veteran.
I would say that too, right?
Guys are free agents.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm a veteran, and
My
that's
free agent
so-
pool this season, about 16 players. I had a veteran pool. At least half of those people were veterans.
I have to take a free agent. Can I get a veteran female who can utility play?
Yeah, can I get a female shark?
Is Ali Segura available? Can I take her?
But
I'll take her.
here's the reality though. Like, if there is like a superstar player,
Yeah.
someone's already recruited them.
Yeah.
That's the reality. They're typically not going to be, unless they come up to me and they're like, I want you to randomly put me on a team. I don't want to be on a specific team.
But I mean, that's happened. So last year, Allie's like, hey, I want to play charity. I heard you might need a girl. I want to play, but I only want to play this. And I'm
I
like,
get those a lot too.
it's because it's you, and yes, yes, you want
But
the
no,
team.
that's another thing too. So like, for me, the best teams that I've had, and most of the times I've always picked up a lot of free agents. The best teams that I've had were when I rolled the dice on brand new free agents that had never played before, and they were good. Because here's the thing. Not saying anything bad about average veteran players, but if they've been playing multiple seasons, you kind of know where they're at.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to magically turn into, like, a top 5 player in the league. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about average players, because most people in the league are average. But that's also why, like, I don't mind picking up new people. What? Oh. Wherever the question's asked, I have no idea.
Where do you ask him at?
Yeah, but like what you're saying though is like if you can take an athletic player and teach them the sport.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. Like, I
That's
mean,
what I had doing.
that's why, like, a lot of captains are like, oh, I don't want an untested player that's never played before. But me, as a captain, like, I can if someone's got an athletic skill set, I can teach them to play kickball. That does not bother me or scare me. Like, and there's a lot of players in the league that were brand new players on my team.
That's how,
But
like,
elsewhere.
with Prestige Worldwide and Bunch Cheeks was like that.
Yeah.
I just saw it in them. I said, look, y'all just need to come with me. And I'll show you the
On
ropes.
butt cheeks, how many players have played kickball before?
Me, Brian, and you. Emil says she has, but I didn't ever met her before.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, like 2/3 or more of the team.
Oh, yeah.
3/4 of the team had never played kickball.
And I never played before.
So, but I mean, also too though. I mean, like we held multiple practices.
Yeah, we had
We
practices
had people
and
that
stuff.
were eager to learn.
All right, so
So we lost a lot of feed.
shit. Yeah. All right. 76 is a max occupancy at Bucketheads. Is that actually posted somewhere?
It's on the fire bill.
Well, I'm not going to be counting it on Mondays, so.
Don't call a fire
Is that
marshal.
inside occupancy just on this side? We've got a lot of deck area.
Yeah. Just don't have a fire marshal up here with a
But that's
kicker.
actually good
I think
information.
we need a
to
bigger
know.
box.
When we've had 60 something, there's been at least 20 other people.
Oh yeah.
Aren't the outfields going to overlap? Potentially a little, yes.
That's
That
common.
gives you more incentive to kick away to distract
So
everybody.
yeah, overlapping outfields is actually common in bigger tournaments and things like that. So
It won't be excessive. I will pinch the fields
Just-
to the edges as much as I can.
it's gonna come into play when people start playing very deep. Just be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Really be aware of your surroundings. Now,
When do they mow the grass?
whenever they feel like
Yeah,
it.
whenever they feel like it.
I know my tax dollars ask the same thing. but-
Have the lights been fixed? No. There is a certain threshold that there needs to be X amount of lights before they'll come out and replace bulbs.
Wow, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Somebody
Hey,
bring your
Virginia Beach,
pellet
no
gun.
way.
Yes, thank you. By the way, hey Amy, sit down real quick. What? You don't want to talk about softball?
No, she doesn't.
I haven't put softball. There we go. Monday kickball, Sunday softball. Week in Bucketheads. A little ad there. But anyway,
Play some softball.
Sunday
Yeah.
softball league. If you've not signed up yet, there is still time. Starts September the 22nd. Sunday afternoons. We're gonna have at least 10 teams,
Oh, we're not dead. We're still going.
maybe 11.
Oh, weird. My watch party ended.
Also, volleyball got some last-minute teams too. So Allie Johnston, who was running the volleyball league up on the peninsula,
Yeah.
moved to Norfolk. She's running our league down here. I think we're gonna have 11 teams for volleyball.
I just joined that league.
You did.
And a bunch of people I work with, they have a corporate team.
I want to say, Spike It Like It's Hot is probably going
That's
to take
that's
that
actually another league where we've got a very significantly high percentage of women in the league too.
one. Yeah. Hey, Allie, go get one of these. Get it ready.
So obviously we're doing great things down here because our co-ed ratios are pretty awesome. So it's always a good thing. It's always easy to find guys. Like you can always find a guy willing to play a sport.
Oh, yeah.
Like if it was actually an issue, like I need 7 more guys. I'm like, give me 2 days. I'll find 7 guys.
It's not that hard usually.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to play Hampton kickball, but with my schedule and whatnot, I can't really cross the bridge. I can't take HRBT into consideration.
You're not at that time of day. No
No,
way.
okay.
Not coming from where we got to come from.
So plug for Monday night. We were like this close to being tied for the largest Club Walker league.
On a Monday night, that's pretty impressive.
Williamsburg, although Williamsburg was a little handicapped, they field space capped them at 12 teams.
Yeah, but it's Williamsburg. The population up there by itself is, and there's
But,
nothing else to do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we close to 12 teams, didn't quite get there. We'll see about spring. I'll shoot for that for spring, but we can field up to 20, running only 6:30 and 7:30 games.
Hey,
I'd love to get there.
you should do it.
I'd love to get there.
That'd be insane. It'd be like Jack's kickball. Oh my god.
Yeah. I've crashed some Jack's kickball parties. And,
Yeah, it's insane.
yeah.
Jacksonville.
They sell out leagues like crazy.
They
And
sell at leagues, they sell at bars.
they have leagues with like multiple colors of same shirts.
So,
Yeah.
and another thing too,
They have,
like
they have that many teams.
for Club Waka, just
Beach
to
leagues
note
are.
like how good we are in Hampton Roads compared to like nationally Club Waka. Brent posted the stuff, but we're like the number 3 market or 4 market or something like that. And that's competing against areas like Boston, Los Angeles, San Diego, like massive markets, Jacksonville, Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I want to say we're 3. We might be like number 4,
Well,
but that's impressive for this area.
Florida has a little bit of an advantage. I mean, yeah, they have hurricanes and whatnot, but
Weather's
they've
a
got
lot
70-degree
Yeah.
weather most of the
They
year.
weather
That's
year
true.
round.
The weather
Yeah.
year round, yeah.
And
So
their
it's-
summers are pretty comparable
That's a
to
good thing.
ours.
We're good, thank you.
I guess I'll take one
See,
more.
and that's just an example like how awesome Buckethead's like staff coming up while we're doing the
A little more
podcast. Like,
Murray.
hey, do you guys need any drinks?
A little more Murray.
Code. What?
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm ready to sign off. You guys are? Yes.
Yeah,
done?
come over tomorrow. Let's do
All
this.
right. So we'll see everybody tomorrow.
You
Rain
gonna
or
do
shine.
predictions for tomorrow?
You really want to do predictions? All
All
right.
Let's do it.
Sure.
I mean, why not?
Top-
We
Let's
always
pop
do.
it up.
Pop that up again. Yeah.
Upcoming. So here we go. SK Commandos Kicko mode.
I'm going SK.
I'm obviously going SK.
Actually, can you tell me which of your players are going to be there?
That's
That
classified.
does matter. That does matter with you guys.
That's classified information.
That does matter with you
Actually,
guys.
you know what?
Well, we know CJ's not gonna be there.
Yeah, no
I'm
CJ
not,
won't be
I
there.
will never confirm or deny
You know
any
what?
of these
I'm-
allegations.
I'm going to go with Kicko mode.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go with Kicko mode.
Is AJ gonna be there?
I will never confirm or deny any of these
You know what?
allegations.
I'm going with Kicko mode. I'm going with Kicko mode.
Hey, who has the who got that one really random call right last season? I forgot who it was.
Hey, blind squirrel
Called a tie.
finds a nut every
I
now and
believe.
then.
That's right. Blind Squirrel finds a nut every now and again.
Hey, you know what?
What happened?
I'll take my nut. I'll
He
keep
called
it.
a tie on like one of the playoff games, or not a playoff game, last regular season game.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
But no, I'm gonna go with Kicko mode because it sounds like SKK's not gonna have their full roster there.
I'm not confirming or denying that. That's really none of your business.
So I'll go with Kicko mode. What
You know
about
what? We
Kevin?
will have enough girls to play. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
What about you, Kev? Oh,
Look,
Kev's
the
studying.
wheels
Trying
are
to figure out
spinning.
who's not gonna show up.
Yeah.
Wheels are spinning.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Kickabo's gonna have more of their
Team
players
there?
than
Okay.
SKK.
All right. So Irish Wombats and Wasted Potential.
I literally know nobody in either one of these teams,
I'm going
but
Wombats.
I know Wombats were out practicing
Yes,
today, so
yes.
I'll go
Yeah,
Wombats.
I'm gonna go Wombat.
I think they want it. They want it.
He's gonna he's gonna pick against whatever we pick.
Yeah,
Not
I feel it's
necessarily.
very jaded.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Irish Wombats because I think Wasted Potential is a little disadvantaged with the male-female ratio on their team. I think it's.
I don't agree with that. Okay, case in point, KPMG last year when their females came out, booting line drives like it's their job,
It's true.
and I believe they started out with more females than most
I'm
of
gonna
the teams
They
have.
still
opening
come back.
season
Oh
game.
God, yeah.
I'm going with Irish Wombats just on the veteran experience on the team. That's what I'm going with.
Actually, even though I know who's not showing up tomorrow, I'm still going SKK. Because I know who's on Kicka mode, and I know, you gotta realize, two Kicka mode's players are former players of SKK.
Not all of them.
No, two, I said two of them. I know. Oh, well, I'm gonna say SKK. Good.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously I'm gonna say
I will
SKK.
say this about Kicko mode. When we played them the first time,
Oh, they're a
Davin
good
was
team.
missing.
They're a very good team.
Davin playing in that between first and second area and Tatum charging was
You know, it's really
that
gonna-
was pretty solid. I did not expect, but when I saw that,
Okay, you can
and
look
they
on
played it
paper.
well too.
You can look on paper all day, but the fact of the matter is, it's going to come down to who wants it and who can keep their shit together. That's exactly what it's going to come down to.
We'll see.
Well, it's also going to come down to your core players.
And you know what? That's why we play the game, though.
It's
That's
going to
why we
come down
play the
to
game.
pitcher, charger, catcher.
Sure, but I know my players that are showing up compared to their players.
Okay.
Well, I don't know who's showing up.
You know that.
So next up,
So I'm not
the
going
last
to tell
6:30
everybody that right
game.
now. You're fine.
But I'm also betting on the fact that you don't have your full roster tomorrow. So
You've been blocking our camera all season. You're fine.
So then we got Sheed and
There you go.
Batman's
See, you're warming up
Revenge.
to it now. I like that.
yeah, warm up.
You only get one per podcast.
That's fine.
So by the end of the season, it'll be actually.
He'll get it right by the end of the season.
Let's call. Who are you calling on this?
Well, I'm going sheet.
I'm going with Sheed.
Sheed against Pac-Man's Revenge.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Sheed based on experience.
Yep. I'm gonna go with
cohesion.
experience too. Opening week game, and look at what we saw during draft. Captains who were more experienced and more prepped had blowouts opening week.
Yep.
So
I mean, I told Mark this flat out. Like,
You got a large amount of returning players from summer.
Oh yeah. It's pretty much half
They're
prestige
gonna-
and half bunchies. Yeah.
if
I took
Pac-Man's
the
gonna
best
do
of
anything,
both, made a sandwich out of them. It's a sheet sandwich.
if Pac-Man is going to do what they want to do this season, I know what they want to do. If they are trying to do that, then they're going to lose a couple games. They have to, because it's all players that don't play with each other. They don't know each other. You can have the best players in the world, but if they don't know how each other operate, that's not what wins games.
yeah,
Knowing when to back up first, knowing when to back up third, knowing when to back up anybody, knowing when to throw a ball and not to throw a ball. That's what wins games.
or maybe not necessarily wins, but doesn't lose you close ones.
Well, I mean, it matters. Let's put it that way.
All right, so
Experience-
late
they
games.
need experience.
Better faster versus pitches be crazy.
I'm going better faster. Because I know a bunch of those people.
I'll go better faster.
I know my boy Ray is on Pitches Be Crazy. I don't know enough about the players on Better Faster, so I'm going to go with Pitches Be Crazy.
So this is a tough call. So Pitches Be Crazy has a lot of veterans.
Veterans
A
of what,
lot.
though?
A lot of kickball. A lot of kickball veterans from Monday night. Pretty much 90% of the veteran free agents went to Pitches Be Crazy
Okay.
because they needed a lot of fills. So there's a lot of veteran players in there. So they have a lot of kickball experience. It's whether they can bring it together.
I mean,
However, their captain has captained before.
Has or hasn't?
Has. I found that out last night, actually.
Where at?
interesting.
Different league.
So basically, it's like your draft team, but we don't know anything about them. And
I know a couple of things about a couple of the players.
Here's the
I
thing
see-
about Better
there's
Faster.
some names in there I recognize, but I just don't remember.
So I use my commissioner powers.
You mean
Check.
privilege? You mean privilege?
Checking in a Better Faster. So
That's called Facebook
they
stalking.
don't have a lot of kickball veterans on with Club Waka. However, a lot of the players on that team are on other teams for Club Waka, such as Cornhole. They're also signed up for a Wednesday night team. So they're a core group of people that are all in.
Okay.
So they know each other, it seems like. Again, I'm guessing because I don't personally know anybody.
I mean,
Well, you're looking forward to meeting them.
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, so these
Well, I've communicated with their captain throughout the process. Like, hey, who you got signing up? How many more you got? He asked a couple questions, gave him answers.
Yeah.
It's very communicative, back and
these
forth.
these preseason predictions are pretty tough, especially
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to do it,
especially with leagues doubling.
because I'm an asshole.
No, but it's fun.
You know what? I'm
It's
gonna.
It is, and this is all good fun. But we're not
because
saying you
it's
guys
not
suck or
like,
anything.
I mean, like, come on, like,
Again?
when we play, like, I know when I play and I look at a team, I look at who they have. Like, I mean, I'm gonna strategize in my head of like.
Plus, when we
how you
make
wanna
wrong
pursue
calls,
it.
people love to like throw in our faces and make fun of us. So that's great. I
So
love it.
I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Better Faster.
we did that last
Yeah.
year.
just for the fact that they were my sleeper pick, preseason sleeper pick. So
I see it.
because I hear little bits here and there. Again, I don't really know them, but I hear little bits like someone's like, oh, they got a couple players that have played in other leagues before, or hey, those people have played together before, and they're playing in multiple kickball leagues this
Comes down to
season, so
cohesion.
they're all in.
All right. I mean,
Cohesion.
I'm gonna call Red Hot on the next one.
Okay.
yeah, same here.
I think Fireball Steve. I think they're gonna be a late bloomer to the league.
Well, I think
They've got a lot of great. I think they have a lot of people, so it's gonna take them a little while to learn
I don't know if any of them have practiced or anything yet.
Yeah. So
I mean, they do have a few veterans
I
on
mean,
their
Joe
team.
played before, but I don't know how long ago that was.
Gene and James are both
Oh,
on
yeah.
the team. So
yeah, I mean,
I
I think
think-
they definitely have some potential. Have some athletes, and they're gonna have people that are gonna be able to play. But I think that it's just gonna take a little while for them to mold together.
I think this is gonna be a very difficult team to manage because
You never know who will be there.
you've got 21 players. Most of them are bar staff. And that's their bar team. So most of them are bar staff. You don't know. You're not gonna know who's working. You gotta know who's gonna do what, who's not gonna be there, and you have a very serious management factor.
yeah.
Of,
Well, and let's just say that you have 16 show up.
yeah,
Then you got a 16-person kicking lineup.
yeah.
I mean, that's one of the biggest things. About this too. is-
You have to balance playing time. You have to balance. It's gonna be tough. I mean, I think the team has potential. I really do. But I think
This early on, it's not
Yeah.
good. They're not going to start winning
first
games.
season of the game, I think it's gonna be chaos,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna tighten up after
Well, I
that.
mean, it's kind of like KPMG when they first came out. It
Yep.
was just like
Yeah,
they were losing games because they didn't know the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Again, inside information also from the Reef last night. I was like, hey, Corey, like, you're playing me week 1, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, got your roster ready? He laughed. So,
All right.
I mean, I'd laugh too. You throw
I
me
think
a
he's-
21
I think
roster
he's
for a league?
excited about it. He's excited about it, but it's a new thing for him.
I mean, it's a good thing though,
So.
because even if you have a week where 4 girls are missing, I think you'd still be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, Elite and
Is
the
this,
ugly
a,
orange
is this a
team.
pending game?
Yeah, I was going to say, is this TBD?
I will say this. This scheduling is not by accident.
Yeah, I know.
And people keep asking me about the rest of the season. part of the reason the rest of the schedule isn't
You
out
got to see
yet
who signs up.
is
Well, I
because
know they're
I'm
going to
waiting
get at least
for
one
them
more
to be a
girl.
team.
There'll be a team, so it's going to happen.
Now, with that being said, honestly, it depends on who they get between now and 7:29 tomorrow
You
night.
know what? Since you guys are waffling, I'm just going to say Elite's not going to have enough and they're going to have to forfeit their game week 1.
I'd be glad to take it, honestly. No, because it would help us out because we don't have to worry about it later on in the season.
Now, knowing that I know there's one girl in the free agent pool,
Oh my God.
and they're going to be a team, Elite has the talent, they have the experience to mold new players. So,
Yeah.
and they do it quickly. That's the key part. They do it quickly. There's a lot of experience and there's a lot
All
of
right,
talent on Elite.
let's say hypothetically that they get this free agent, right?
If we fill the team tomorrow night, we'll win.
If you fill the team, yes. But if you're running in there 9, 10, I mean 8, 9 deep,
If you fill the team tonight and play to your potential, yes, I believe you'll win. Now that's a lot of ifs. There's 2 ifs.
yeah.
So,
I like it.
so I think that's about all we got.
But you're also going into you've got the advantage of a small lineup.
Yes, see.
You have
That will help
but you have the disadvantage
What
of
else are you doing?
last minute rush. That's always a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to sign off here. Everybody have a good
Bye.
night. Thanks for watching. This is an extremely
Goodbye.
long podcast.